Hi guys, how you doing? Ali, were you cheering when England scored? Did you watch it?
Well, I remember who got the second goal as well. My big ex-striking partner got the second goal.
That's right, because he played with you at Rangers.
Absolutely.
But you must have had your head in your hands then.
Two fantastic goals. I mean, that was, how long ago was that, John? 84.
84. Yeah, we're both young men then.
My goodness. Memory's still there though, mate. It was a brilliant goal. Must have been absolutely fantastic. But did Big Mac almost? I think he said that his goal in America kind of changed his life a little bit.
Well, yeah, because of course what happened was Mark wasn't probably not even supposed to be on the trip because Gary Lineker was obviously
that's right.
The centre forward at the time, so he didn't come. So Mark got drafted in, scored that goal, then he went to AC Milan.
That's right.
Off the back of that.
Yeah.
So of course the rest is history. Then, of course, Rangers and all that kind of stuff as well, as you know.
I tell you what, he was unbelievable up the road, John. He was incredible. Yeah. I mean, a couple of seasons, the big fella was unplayable. He really was. He was terrific, absolutely terrific, mate. What you thinking?
Took all your knocks for you, didn't he? Took all your knocks for you running.
He wasn't bad for me, mate. I tell you what, I will say to you, it won't come as a surprise to you. He made more for me than I did for him. That's for sure.
Hey, John, we'll talk more football in a moment or two, but let's get down to the nitty gritty. You joined us today. It's something that people don't think about too much. I think you joined us to encourage people, dog owners that is, to be more conscious and considerate in regards to cleaning up their dog's mess. So, what can you tell us about this?
Well, that's and of course, Ali is a similar age to me. So, of course, in our day, that would have been commonplace playing, local football where you have dog mess all over the pitch.
Yep.
But the Natura Natural Pet Foods have teamed up with Hackney Marshes to create the police. Workers will then, they'll deter and educate owners who leave mess behind because, of course, we thought that was a thing of the past.
Yep.
The campaign is called Dog Foul Pitches Campaign, where 32% of dog owners admit to not cleaning up. 47% say that they see someone else doing it. 60% say that they can't play. So, of course, it's an issue, which I'm surprised about because, of course, as Ali and I, and of course yourself, Jeff, who, played a bit of non-league football yourself, or, Sunday league football.
Yeah.
You would have remembered back in the early 80s, late 70s of just seeing dog mess every time you went to play on a football field. We don't normally see it anymore because you always see people picking up after themselves. But this is specifically on parks and football pitches. Not obviously because of course now everybody walks around with a poo bag and picks it up. Yeah. But it's still a big problem on pitches and in parks, which I'm surprised about.
John, I'm guessing there will be a statutory fine, but is it one of these things that doesn't get used an awful lot because people don't get taken to court for it and things like that?
Well, the thing about this police that are being created, I don't think they're official police who are going to arrest you. They're just going to educate because, of course, I think people are very responsible normally. But I understand if someone is in a park and the park is like, a mile or you've got loads of football pitches and your dog runs half a mile away and then your dog's going to come back. Sometimes you don't even see it. But this is just about being aware that this can actually happen. Because as I said, and I'm sure you're the same, man, if you're walking around,
I remember it, John. I can remember it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that now I always see people picking dog poo up just like, walking down the road. Yeah. But as I said, this is specific to when you're in a park because people let their dogs off the lead and he goes running away. Mm-hmm. So I empathize with them, but it's just about being more aware.
Yeah. Almost I tell you what, we talk about Oasis and all the deals they've got for various merchandise during their tour. They've missed one here. Poo bags. They could have done Oasis poo bags as well, couldn't you? Because everybody has poo bags.
They've missed the boat, haven't they?
These days, they've definitely missed the boat. No, John, you're absolutely right. There's nothing worse than turning up on a Sunday morning and having to clear up dog mess off the pitch. And I'm surprised that's not improved, really, because these days there aren't any excuses. There are the appropriate bins everywhere, aren't there? So, look, let's hope the campaign raises a bit of awareness and people take some notice, John.
Fingers crossed.
Talk Liverpool for a minute or two, mate, if we can. Have they surprised you the way they've adapted to Arne Slot so quickly?
Well, they haven't surprised me now because I was on pre-season tour with them in America and I saw the work that they were doing. I saw how the players were invested in what he was doing. I saw how hard it was for them because a lot of them were saying how they're doing long sessions, not physically, but mentally because they've got to change the way of playing. Under Jurgen Klopp, the way they played. So, but the players are bought into it. So therefore, I have to give, of course, Arne is fantastic, give him a lot of credit. But the players have bought into it because the easiest thing for them was then just to fall off their, to rest on their laurels because we know had they not been performing the way they did, no one would have blamed them. They would have said it's because Jurgen Klopp's not there. And we've seen it with other clubs at Man United, Arsenal, when Wenger left. So I have to give credit to, of course, Arne Slot, but the players who 100% had the respect for himself and the club club to then say, we don't care who's in charge, we're going to give 100% commitment, determination in the same manner that we gave the previous manager. So it doesn't surprise me because I know the character of the players.
I tell you, it started well, Joe. I've got to say, I mean, I'll be honest, I thought my two favourites for the title were Arsenal and City. But and I was really interested to see how Arne Slot, started his managerial coaching career at Liverpool. And I think he's been really impressive, John. I've liked him pre-match, I've liked him post-match. He's clearly getting in there and being his own man. I mean, and the ghost of obviously Klopp hanging over him. It's no doubt about it. It's been a tough act to kind of follow, but he's went in there. He's embraced the whole situation, and he's been himself.
Absolutely, and of course he's completely opposite to Jurgen. He's not, as tempestuous, and he doesn't go around to the crowd shaking his fists and jumping up and down.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people they love Jurgen for that, but you have to be who you are. As players and as fans, you'll see through that if that's not who you are. But that is why really, once again, I have to reiterate the players, because of course, if the players were doing what they did under Jurgen, there's no reason why they shouldn't do it under a new manager. And we've seen it in the past with other players at other clubs. And the question, I remember when David Moyes first went to Man United after Fergie left, and I'm not going to say the players down tools, but they just subconsciously relaxed and you can see the outcome. Yeah. And it's the same player, so why can't they play in the same way? So I think that has a lot to do with the character of the players, the respect they have for the manager. And Jurgen also helped him by saying that the new manager's coming and you have to give him the same effort that you gave me. And fortunately, they have those characters that have done that because they're looking very, very good, I have to admit.
Yeah, what gets me when I look at that Liverpool side, that Liverpool squad, John, is the depth they've got. For instance, I mean, at Palace on Saturday, they brought on from the bench Robertson and Szoboszlai and Diaz and Endo, Nunes and Kwanzaa, Bradley, Joe Gomez. They stayed in their seats, and they've got Harvey Elliott and Chiesa to come back soon as well. It's just got phenomenal depth. Mm-hmm.
Well, of course they have, but of course depth not the only issue. The issue that you've seen, Man United have got a lot of depth as well. But in terms of the performances they're putting in because of the character of the players and because of the effort and commitment. So of course depth means, look at Chelsea, the amount of players they had last year. So it's really to do with whether the players are still going to be responsible and respectful to whoever the club employs, to then say we're going to give them the same effort that we gave Jurgen Klopp. That's when the depth and the quality of the players will shine through. It's all about the character. So I'm so pleased, because I'm like you. I wondered how it was going to go, and you could forgive us for thinking it's going to be, a bit of some teething problems, and how are we going to hit the ground running. But as I said, pre-season when we played Man United, we played Arsenal, we played Real Betis over in America, and we won all those games, and the players gave 100%. So I'm not saying they're necessarily going to win the league, but they're going to be consistent enough to be pushing right to the end.
By the way, thank you for all your texts which are flooding in now about incidents involving poo in local football. It's 8:45 in the morning, so I'm probably not going to read them out.
Let's hope it's just dog poo, Jeff, because there's an incident involving poo with Gary Lineker in the World Cup.
No, don't go.
It's already come up there, refusing blatant. We're not getting near that. Man.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.